That's right.
And he had this huge discovery.
Exactly right. I mean, he was making a lot of those really expensive custom-made orthotics, and he was able to get an average of how much he was building up, correcting people's feet after seeing all those. And that's what we talk about with that OrthoHeal technology. That's that science that's powering all of the Vionic styles we have here at QVC, which is really helping realign the foot and put it back into its natural alignment.
You know, I grew up wearing braces on my feet and wearing orthotics, and I would never, ever, ever dream of being able to wear flip-flops or sandals. Now your orthotic is built in, and there's 4 points of support here. We're going to do this one on 4 easy payments of $18.74. You are looking at the white. We are doing medium and wides in this, whole sizes only. So let me share the colors with you, and then we'll talk about how to pick your size. The white has bezel set stones with a gold bezel. Really pretty faceted stones, and the scallop is amazing. Also really like the grosgrain here, so it doesn't irritate. If you've ever shied away from a toe post, this will be the one that you say, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty comfy.
Exactly. No stitching there, so nothing's going to pinch between those toes.
All right, so then we're going to go to the coral. Again, medium and wide widths, all sizes on this one. Beautiful little pink and coral in the faceted stones and the gold bezel set around that. Next, this is the color I have, and I have to tell you, this shoe is so comfortable that when I went to Puerto Rico a couple years ago, I wore it, and I even hiked the El Yunque National Forest. And well, because it said to wear something with a grip, because it gets wet up there. But I also wanted to wear a flip-flop because I knew that there was a waterfall you could swim in. So this is what I wore, and I'll tell you what: to be able to travel all day and then walk up and down the rainforest and be comfortable was pretty darn cool.
But wearing something with all those stones, you would have been the most glamorous hiker up there, I reckon.
Don't come ugly is rule number 1, Liam.
Good for you.
Don't come ugly.
Nice work.
Now, here's your black patent, and I got to tell you, this has such a great spectator appeal. So you've got the clear and the black facets. This is the only one with the silver bezel. So if you kind of like that icy white hot look, that's available for you as well. So Liam, I know we've got Amy and Colleen. Hello, ladies. Good to see you. Oh, and Sheila's here too, but she's not out yet. This is one of the most adorable shoes, but I take a look at Amy and Colleen. They're both in what I would consider a transitional outfit. You know, it's still a little breezy sometimes, but wear the outfit that you're wearing and add this flip-flop.
I agree, and I'm just so glad we got to see it on the girls' feet so quickly, because this is an absolutely beautiful silhouette on the foot with that little scallop detail on that top strap. Just really sort of looks really flattering on the foot, and those big jewel details as well. Fantastic looking embellishments on those, and I love that black pattern as well. I mean, how shiny that is, how it's almost like a wet looking sandal there. And I love the fact that, you've got that EVA midsole, but you've got that sort of wood grain covering over the top of it. So I just think it really just elevates that look.
It's really beautiful. It's so elevated, but here's the best part. That orthotic technology is built in. So even though you're wearing that classic flip-flop or thong style, you're getting that foundation support. And we'll talk a little bit of that. We'll show you on Sheila in a minute. This is a whole size only. So we have mediums and wides. Could a narrow wear it? And then how do you size if you're a half size?
These are true, so medium and wide. I mean, the medium may suit a narrower foot, medium to a slightly narrower foot. If you do have a true narrow foot, this probably isn't the style for you because it doesn't have a lot of adjustability. That'd be my biggest concern with it. But, a medium to a slightly narrower foot type, you'd be okay on the medium. And the wide, if you go to the fractional fittings, a wide is a C to a D width, if that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. When you said fractional fittings, you threw me off for a minute, and I went, huh? Who? A fractional fitting? Do we have to use like a pie graph or a chart with that?
No, that's fine. That's as technical as I'll ever get, let me assure you.
Is that an Australian thing?
I think it might be, actually.
Okay, well, let's go to Sheila, because she's not Australian, and we aren't going to do anything fractional
Sheila.
with.
She's got a very Australian name, though, doesn't she?
She's got a very Australian name.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Still sound like Mary Poppins, Albany.
Okay, well, I'm trying. I just can't win for losing here today. Here's the interesting part. You may have never in your life thought that you needed orthotics or have ever been to a podiatrist or any of those things. But Liam, what you're about to show us is that even if you don't go to a podiatrist, you can benefit from orthotic footwear.
Exactly right, because a lot of people, not many people have the lines drawn along their leg, but you can see here, this is a really common problem for a lot of people because we're all standing on these hard, flat, unnatural surfaces. And what it's creating is this misalignment. It's meaning the foot's having to roll over to try and meet the ground, which is what we know as overpronation or excess pronation. Now, this is the foot back to where, close to where it should be. Back into more of its natural alignment. Now you can see how that line has really straightened up there. But when I take that support away, there you go, you can see that misalignment returning straight away. But let's slip Sheila into the eave, and as soon as you slip a foot in there, Watch the difference. Look at the difference there. And that's what I love about Vionic. At home, when you get these home, you really feel that difference straight away. I mean, you can see it here with the line, how that's nice and straight now. It's a really dramatic difference, but it happens straight away. You don't need to wait 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks to really feel the difference and feel the benefits of having the foot back into its natural alignment.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's one of those things that sometimes you've seen people from the back and you see their ankle folding in and you think, man, what's going on there?
Yeah.
And it affects the way you walk. It affects the way you move. We're supposed to get 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, you know, per the medical society. So now you're getting a shoe that is actually endorsed by the American Podiatric Medical Association.
That's right, the APMA.
And it started with Philip Vasili, an Australian podiatrist. And when you stop and think about, okay, the American Podiatric Medical Association has endorsed it, a podiatrist who spent his life calling studying feet, it really seems like a smart idea for a foot person to design footwear.
It makes a lot of sense, and what's been really exciting is the evolution of the brand. I mean, I've worked now with Vionic, formerly what was Orthoheal, now for just over 10 years. And you know, when I started working, we had 2 colours of sandals. They were black and brown pretty well, and they looked orthotic. But now you're getting these beautiful, beautiful stylish silhouettes. Fashion styles. I mean, now we're really a footwear brand that creates supportive orthotic footwear as opposed to an orthotic brand that makes some shoes. So, you know, there's really been a difference in the styling, but that technology is still the same. You've still got that same podiatrist design technology built in, which is going to support. That's that Vionic DNA. That's that science that's built in to what a beautiful, stunning looking sandals.
Well, absolutely gorgeous. And what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to start right here with the white, if you don't mind.
Sure.
The white, the coral, and the bronze all have the gold bezel setting around the stones. Absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you what, I wear this bronze so often, it's silly, but it goes with everything.
Sure.
It's a great neutral for summertime. And then the black has kind of that icy white hot of the silver bezel, and you get the jet black onyx looking stones as well as the clear stones. I think you're going to be tickled pink when you get these home because they do go with so many things. But if you noticed when you saw Amy and Colleen, that little scalloped edge is so
really
flattering.
Yeah.
But the other thing is this comes back further on the foot, so you feel really secure in that. Notice how far back that strap goes towards the heel.
That's a really good point, Albany. So the higher up on the further up on the foot that the strap sits, the more secure it's going to be when you go through that walking motion. If the strap sits a little bit lower on the foot, it's going to mean that your toes have to claw to hang onto it, and that can cause rubbing, which can cause some corns and calluses to form. We don't want any of that.
We do not want corns or calluses.
So, exactly right. So yeah, it's a really great comfort feature, but it's just a stunning looking sandal style, flip-flop style,
gorgeous,
I should say, with those beautiful big jewel embellishments.
Well, here's the deal. At the end of the day, the easy pay, those 4 easy payments are gone. So I don't want you to miss out on that. This is such a great opportunity. If you missed the open of the show, right at the beginning of the show, we let you hear a little bit from Philip Vasili. I want you to also